It's got the M1, up to 2 TB of storage, Thunderbolt 3, USB 4, 5G and Wi-Fi 6. This is the 2021 M1 iPad Pro. Hello and welcome to Nandan Talks Tech. I'm Nandan and today I have with me the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. The iPad Pro comes in 11 inches and 12.9 inches, and this is the first time I've got the 12.9 inch size because for the first time there is a difference in the displays. Oh, this is nice. I'm gonna put it aside for now. And we have some literature, quick start guide, SIM ejector tool because this is an LTE version, two Apple stickers, a USB-C cable and a 20-watt power adapter. An iPad has two primary components, one is the screen and the other is the processor behind it. This year, the two models, 11 inches and 12.9 inches in screen size, have a difference in the display technology, with the 11-inch carrying over the LCD from previous generations, but the 12.9-inch has been upgraded to a mini LED display that Apple is branding the Liquid Retina XDR. It uses over 10,000 mini LEDs compared to the 72 LEDs that were in the previous model, creating 2,500 local dimming zones for an excellent contrast ratio of 1,000,000:1 and an outstanding brightness of up to 1600 nits at its peak, matching their high-end 32-inch Pro Display XDR that costs almost 5.5 lakhs. Putting all this fancy tech into the iPad has made it thicker by 0.5 millimeter and slightly heavier. In addition to this tech improvement that brings massive gains to HDR video, the display continues to use features that have been present in iPad Pros from years past, including True Tone display, 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, and P3 wide color gamut. While the mini LEDs bring a massive improvement over LCDs, they definitely don't match OLED displays. The bluing of the dimming zones is noticeable, especially in HDR videos, which creates a bluish hue even in skin tones. It is most noticeable in low lighting when HDR automatically pushes the peak brightness up to 1600 nits and full screen brightness up to 1000 nits, whereas when adjusted manually, the brightness can only go up to 600 nits outside of HDR content. The other main ingredient of an iPad is a system on a chip custom built by Apple, and Apple has always used their top of the line chips, and this year is no different, except now because of their transition of their Mac line of computers into their own Apple silicon. The chip we get in the iPad Pro is the M1. If you haven't been following the news about the M1, it seems to be the fastest chip out there with the best single core performance, and it's already out in 4 of Apple's computers. But because of the size of the iPad, there's not enough space for heat dissipation. So the performance is expected to be throttled as soon as heat starts building up. Even so, this iPad is expected to perform about 50% better than the previous generation and far ahead of my 4-year-old 10.5-inch iPad from which I'm upgrading. That's what you get when you put an 8-core CPU and 8-core GPU in a tablet that weighs less than 700 grams. The M1 chip also brings in up to 8 gigabytes of memory with storage options of up to 512 gigabytes and jumps up to 16 gigabytes of memory in storage options of 1 and 2 terabytes each. I got the 1 terabyte model just to be able to get the 16 gigabytes of RAM. The USB-C connector at the base gets upgraded to Thunderbolt 3, allowing for much faster data transfer speeds and connection to Thunderbolt 3 peripherals such as docks and displays. While the iPad supports an external display with a resolution of up to 6K, unless the app you're using supports an external display, you will see the two black bars on each side because the resolution is limited to the mirroring format, so it only displays a 4:3 image. The front-facing camera is upgraded to an ultra-wide 12-megapixel sensor, which combined with the image signal processor in the M1 brings in a new feature called Center Stage, which uses machine learning to automatically pan and zoom to keep your face in the center as you move around the room. It works with FaceTime as well as third-party apps like Zoom. The back cameras haven't changed since last year. There's a standard wide 12-megapixel lens, an ultra-wide 10-megapixel lens, and a LiDAR scanner. And all of these get software improvements from the machine learning neural engine built into the M1. There are also 5 studio quality mics on the iPad for better voice recordings and audio quality during calls. While the Apple Pencil is a great tool for taking notes and making highlights in books or drawing a quick sketch, it's difficult to use when the iPad is on the Magic Keyboard, as tapping on the iPad when connected to the Magic Keyboard makes the whole iPad shake. The Magic Keyboard itself provides an excellent typing experience, and it comes with backlit keys. Also included is a trackpad within the Magic Keyboard, and it attaches through the smart connector at the back of the iPad. However, it is quite heavy and adds a considerable bit of weight to the whole package, making the iPad and Magic Keyboard combo considerably heavier than a MacBook Pro. The new iPad Pro represents a paradigm shift in Apple's tablet lineup, now equipped with the exact same chip they've been putting in their latest series of Mac computers. While the OS continues to limit iPad's capabilities, unable to shake off its iOS legacy. Since the separation of iPad OS from iOS in 2019, there has been steady anticipation that the iPad OS is expected to develop to better utilize the capabilities of such a powerful device. And now, when the hardware so far outperforms the software, this change seems imminent. And with WWDC less than a week away now, here's hoping we won't have to wait too long to fully utilize devices like this. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. It's how a lot of my teachers described me in school. It has a lot of potential, but it needs to apply itself.